be thief,
I no be thief,
you be rogue,
I no be rogue,
you be steal,
I no dey steal,
you be robber,
I no be robber,
you be arm robber,
no be armed robber,
you be thief,
I no be thief.
you be rogue.
Hello, everyone. This is Angela, and welcome to my channel, Angie the ENTJ. Please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click on the notifications bell so you'll know whenever I upload any new content. Y'all, I am not surprised to hear about this very unfortunate situation for the employees of Mayweather Gym, which is located right in the heart of Hollywood, right on Hollywood Boulevard in Los Angeles in LA. I'm not shocked that Floyd Mayweather, a man who is estimated to be worth more than $400 million, has employees protesting to be paid wages they have already earned so that they can avoid doing things like starving or being thrown out in the street because they're unable to pay their rent or their mortgage because they're not getting paid. They're protesting so that their cars don't get repossessed and so that they don't continue to screw up their credit because bills are falling behind while they are waiting on the wages that they've already earned. The reason that I am not surprised at all, despite how shocking this entire situation appears to be, is because Floyd Mayweather is a product of Blackistan, and Blackistan is a de facto polygamous community. Typically, in situations where there is polygamy, labor exploitation, and even slavery are also common. I watched the protest video in its entirety. It is a little over 20 minutes long. I think it's about 22 minutes long or so. And the individual accounts of these people are appalling. Y'all, I said I was going to keep this brief, and I'm doing my best to. Listen, the neglect that they are experiencing is so horrible that a member of the gym, someone who paid to attend the gym and attend classes, a member of the gym, brought them Chick-fil-A gift cards just so that they would not starve, just so that they can be able to eat food.
This situation has ruined my life. It has caused me so much stress that last year I was hospitalized because I was having symptoms of a stroke. And I lost my ability to walk. And it was one of the scariest times of my life. And it's due to the stress of work. I've always believed in this brand because it could change people's lives. This brand has changed so many people's lives, but unfortunately for me, it's changed my life for the worse. It is terribly affecting my team. And I'm so let down because I've worked so hard. I've worked so hard for this brand because I believed in it. We worked so hard because that's the motto, hard work, dedication. And unfortunately, hard work and dedication did not pay us. Hard work and dedication ruined our lives. And it has terribly affected my family. It has affected my team and their families. And there's not a single dollar that can fix that because it's an experience and you cannot take that away. A dollar cannot fix that. So we're here to stand. We're here to stand up for what is right. So I wasn't expecting to be emotional. But this is it. I have nothing else to lose. I have nothing else to lose, so thank you.
We just watched the lady named Samaria, who was the general manager for this establishment. The stress of enduring non payment of wages became so overwhelming, as she stated, that she nearly had a stroke. There was other employees too, such as another employee. He had left a stable and well-paying job, I believe in Alabama or Arkansas, one of those states. He moved to LA, him and his fiance. He worked for the Mayweather Boxing Gym. Prior to him going there, this man had good credit. Everything was working for him. However, due to the unpredictability of him receiving his paycheck, bills got behind, stuff went unpaid, and his credit was ruined in the process. And the marriage that he was planning to his fiancee had to be postponed. It had to be put on hold until they were able to get their finances back in order. Sounds to me like he was putting money to the side and they had to dip into that savings just to survive. You understand? They were putting money aside for their wedding, but then they had to end up spending it just to stay afloat. Some of these people have gone for months without payment. Listen, I've done quite a few videos on the topic of polygamy. And more importantly, I've done an economic analysis of it. Generally speaking, polygamy typically fails by the third generation, even with the best attempts to maintain it. In other words, with all of the best efforts applied, let's pretend that I'm in a community and I am pro polygamy. I'm not, but let's just pretend for a minute. Let's look at it from that angle. What the economic analysis, when I looked at it from a scientific perspective, what it shows is that polygamy will fail by the third generation, and it's due to scarcity because polygamy creates scarcity. And if it's not due to a lack of financial resources where the scarcity comes into play, it will come into play, for an example, in the form of running out of people who are not related to each other that can join together in that matrimonial way, which is why a lot of formally polygamous societies have a heavy number of cousin marriages. Now, going back to Floyd Mayweather and why a man who is worth $400 million seems to have an issue paying his employees and why I am not surprised by it. Well, we have to remember that even though $400 million is a lot for one individual to have at one time, it is still nonetheless a limited amount of money. For the average American, for an example, if we won the lottery and received $400 million in earnings, and we continue to live our lifestyle, minus a few upgrades, but let's say if we lived off of $150,000 per year, just using it as an example, then it would take 2,667 years to spend that $400 million. Under those circumstances, we would definitely be able to pass the wealth down to the next generation without fail. We would definitely be able to live La Vida Loca within the confines of $150,000 a year, right? However, if we look at the same situation from the perspective of a high profile person, things may differ. For an example, let's step backwards. Someone like Russell Wilson, who is a married monogamous man with 4 children. So it's 6 people that he's really only concerned about. with the exception of a few people, maybe like a handful of relatives or staff like nannies, security guards, maids, and so forth, personal chefs. Let's say he only spends about $1 million per year. That means that it would take him 165 years for the money to run out. So, under those circumstances, Russell Wilson would also have the means to pass wealth down onto the next generation. And if the next generation and the ones afterwards are wise, they can keep the money growing so that it doesn't run out. And you see, because Russell is only interested in being with one woman and with his one family all under the same roof, he does not have to spread the money as thin. Floyd Mayweather, by comparison, who is worth significantly more, still he is partying everywhere he goes. I'm not attempting to judge Floyd Mayweather, but I am calling a thing a thing. He has an image to keep up. And that image is quite flamboyant, and that can become expensive over the long run. Floyd Mayweather is paying for children across different households, so the money is spread thin. Then he's paying for his entourage, and that's not cheap, especially with some of the things that he's into. You got to pay them good to keep them quiet and to keep them around at odd times. And oh, yes, he also has to make it rain for the strippers while they give him a private twerking party. Yes, $400 million is a lot of money up front. However, numbers are numbers and math is math. If he's blowing, for an example, $20 million per year, then he will run out of money in 20 years. 20 times 20 is 400, right? So if he's spending $20 million a year and he's worth 400 million, in 20 years he'll be out of money. And listen, keeping women around who are willing to do those, things with their mouths, do things with other women while he watches, or do things with other women with him, yeah, that ain't cheap at all. And you best believe that he's buying condos, he's paying rent, he's paying for shopping sprees. Plus, he has to remain in his customized Gucci outfits too. See, those who are into having a harem of women surrounding them at all times, they are challenged when it comes to understanding limitations. And they find it even more difficult to accept when things are and situations are finite due to their strong belief and convictions more often than not that the things that they like to do are unlimited. That is until reality strikes them with scarcity. Because what they fail to realize is that when you have more people demanding stuff, that means that there are more expenses. And therein lies the process which creates scarcity. So, yes, a man with $400 million can lack empathy and behave just like a broke kookie who has his pants sagging on a street corner. There's no difference between Floyd Mayweather, who is neglecting his employees on one hand, while throwing money at the backsides of a bunch of strippers on the other hand. There is no difference between him and a stereotypical Pookie who is doing the bedroom tango with an unsuspecting woman at the same time while his pregnant baby mama is in the hospital giving birth to their child. So, Floyd and Pookie are one and the same. They are both selfish, self-centered, and they both abuse through neglect. Floyd Mayweather and the stereotypical Pookie are polygamous with a series of broken homes and broken relationships. And in terms of the wealthy Pookie, this can extend into the business arena as well, which we are witnessing with this protest. If you listen very carefully, these employees sound like women who have been in abusive relationships and have developed battered wife syndrome. You hear it as you listen to them, holding on and hoping that it would have gotten better. That is until this establishment finally closed, leaving them out there in the cold to fend after they had gone above and beyond. Despite being done dirty and wrong, they still went above and beyond to uphold their end of the deal, hoping they would eventually receive their pay that they've already worked for. They prayed and they stayed, no different than victims of abuse often do while they're within bad marriages. Meanwhile, their assailant has moved on as if nothing happened. No empathy whatsoever. One of them even said that they can no longer access the system to see what their hours were and how much was owed to them. They shut it off. It's a mess. Listen, I wish the best for them, and I hope they receive their wages along with compensation for pain and suffering. Listen, I said that I was going to keep this video brief. So on that note, that's all I have to say for now. Please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click on the notifications bell so that you'll know whenever I upload any new content. Take care until next time.